And now, back to Outlaw Star.
Hazard, save my sanity, save what
So
sanity I
I
have
actually have
left,
three
and just focus
favorites,
on
but
the
here's
rest.
why. Because there were major turning points in the series when it established the character well.
Mm-hmm.
The first episode, because it established right away how Jean and Jim were as characters, along with Hilda.
Mm-hmm.
I also favored a little bit what was it? I'm trying to remember which episode it was. Oh yeah, the episode where they basically, I forget which episode this was, but this was right after that space race arc. It was where they basically had this tussle with Ron McDougal at one point, because it showed just how devious the McDougal can get and how they still managed to outsmart them at the end of the day, if only barely. It also showed Melfina getting some good character development of her own at the same time, which was much needed for her, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna say this now, because unfortunately, because she's the center role, Melfina is usually, unfortunately, the one who's victimized more than actually, being the aggressor. And because of that, she risked being a Princess Peach, or basically getting kidnapped a lot.
Yeah, she did, but honestly, at least Jean gets the right reward at the end, unlike Mario with Princess Peach, because it's a constant thing.
And also, this is gonna shock most of you guys, but it wasn't the final episode that was a favorite of mine. It was the one before it.
I can see that.
Mainly because it showed basically every single side of all the characters at the end of the day, like at the end of everything, basically.
Pretty
Not
much.
to mention, I think in the final episode they show the song that she
Yeah, she was singing.
like in episode 21, I believe.
Yeah, Brave
Like
and
before.
Dragon. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would suggest listening to the soundtrack of this series. It is amazing, especially Melfina's song. It is really amazing. That's just my honest opinion.
Right.
And any favorite episodes for you, Justin?
Honestly, there's a couple. For one, just for humor-wise, I did enjoy the wrestling episode.
I can't blame you.
That was
That
a
was
pretty good episode.
That
Yeah.
episode was just too hilarious, especially with the wrestler that wanted to marry Fred if she won and things.
Yeah.
That's why I was desperately saying, Gene, take a dive.
That would
But he
have
was
been
getting
great.
paid for it, so he had to do it.
You couldn't pay me enough to stop you from getting married to the big buff chick.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a big, giant Amazonian woman.
You want died like last men visit Amazonia?
What'd they die of?
Crushed pelvises.
8th time snoo. Can't we just
Yes.
cuddle?
Anyway.
Anywho. Another one I did enjoy was when Gene was in the prison episode. That was humorous, but very interesting to see,
Yeah.
especially since Gene was in there to get different.
Needless to say, from what we're saying here, guys, Jane has gone through a lot of shit throughout this entire series. All to help Melfina uncover her past.
Then it comes to the fact that he falls in the goddamn lava where fucking nation's taking a bath.
He's lucky survived.
Good Christ.
Would have been nice if his clothes burnt off, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's true what they say, people. Women love scars, and scars tells a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm. It's like
But
what
yeah.
to say about this. Like, I think we've all discussed our favorite episodes at this point.
I guess we could talk about what we liked about the show and things like that, and then we'll get to the final questions and all that. All right.
That sounds about right.
All right.
All right, Max. What you want to tell us? What you liked about the show, or your thoughts about it?
Well, if I had to be honest, it was mainly the whole, like, I mean, I know, like, a lot of people are gonna probably, get, completely, woo-woo about the galactic ley line. There's another shot, by the way.
What?
But if anything, a lot of the... Okay, I know that we don't, shouldn't really talk about spoilers, but the other big plot hole in this whole entire show was what happened with with what happened with the McDougal brothers and Gene's father and all that. But
Yeah. Long story
a
short,
lot of
guys,
it.
Max might want to clarify this for the viewers. Long story short, the McDougal brothers were implicated very heavily that to be involved in an attack on Gene and his father when he was only 14 or 15 years old.
Yep.
Talk about a childlike traumatic experience.
And the only reason Gene survived was only because his dad threw him in an escape pod and kicked him out of it.
Where have I heard this? Oh yeah, Superman!
And
Goku. Anyway, but in all seriousness though, that being one of the major plot holes was interesting to see what would happen with Gene as soon as he found out if it was the McDougal brothers or not. Because it wasn't really, it was implied, but it wasn't confirmed at that point in time. But as soon as you get into the show a little bit more, you will understand. But
Right.
all in all, I think that the show, it has a lot of good qualities to not only introducing new characters, but also to showing what their personalities are like. And then there is a good ton of fan service, but that comes with every anime that almost you watch all the time anyways. But all in all, it was a really good show, and I appreciate it a lot.
All right, but if you were to just give it a rating of a scale of 1 to 10, what would you get? Between 1 or 10, what would you give it?
I would give it a 9, solid 9.
All right. Zammy, what about you? What are your thoughts and opinions of what you like about the show and things?
There's so much aspects about it, but if I had to be nitpicky about one certain thing about it, is the art style. It just, it's from the 90s because it gives you that Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, all of that art and animation feel from the 90s.
Running in the 90s. Anyway,
That's
continue.
I've reviewed that show.
Anyway, continue.
Go ahead.
Crosby. Go ahead, Zammy, continue.
That's what greatly attracted me to all of these new animes, kind of like some new cartoons. They're not really that good, so I'm like, okay, this is old, this has to be good. So that's what ultimately yanked me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the classic, folks. And sometimes when newer anime works on it, sometimes they go way too much on the CGI.
Like some of
My Hero Academia.
Some old
But-
anime use CGI as well, but they don't abuse it as much as some of the newer ones do, which is one of my pet peeves.
For example, Berserk 2016.
Oh yeah.
The newer Yu-Gi-Oh animes.
Like they could tone down the CGI. That's just my opinion, but
Right.
anyway,
But
seeing as
on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it, Zammy?
A 9.5 because they didn't hurry the fuck up.
Because again of that one scene that both Crossy and Zammy love so much, and hopefully Crossy added it to this review. Crossy, what about you? Like your thoughts and opinions and things about the show you liked and everything like that?
I mean, like, I really like the art style, the development of characters, but what really got me most is the ending, because...
Again, if you need to, you can add a scene right here.
Who knows, they already did, but still though, like, I kind of like how because, like, they didn't sugarcoat it or dragged it on like most animes do. I mean, I kind of like how animes are like 26 episodes where they like just get it done, you know?
Makes sense. And on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the show itself?
A 10 out of 10.
Oh wow, perfect score.
that's fair.
Alright, let's say this one more time. Galactic ley line. Alright, another shot.
Galactic titties.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hazard, your turn to share your
I'm
info.
gonna be very general about this, but the way I see it with how this series went, from start to finish, it did not. There were some pacing issues, I will admit, as a long-time fan of this series, I've been a fan of this series since it first came out. And I can
Wasn't
honestly
this your
say,
also? Sorry to interrupt, but also, so didn't you say this was your first ever anime you watched?
one of the first I watched, yeah. The other ones were Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin, which I watched off and on. I just didn't get to see it all.
My nigga.
But another one that I didn't even discover Dragon Ball till a good chunk of time after the fact. So when it came to Dragon Ball, I was kind of late to the party on that one, to be fair. But like I was saying,
Trust me, we all had to watch it from Nicktoon.
I never watched Dragon Ball when it was on Nicktoon, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
Nick.
like I said, I'm gonna be very general with my opinion on this series. I liked how they did the characterization. Concerning the premise of this series, I like the fact that considering it's a universal event kind of thing, they didn't need to put too much time into establishing the characters. They were well established after just a couple episodes here and there, and that's good. That's just how I feel about it. If I had to nitpick, I also have to say that they really improved the animation style about halfway through the series, which is great. They had really good choice. They had really good choices for the soundtrack. That's another plus for me right there. Like sometimes a good soundtrack will bring me in that much easier, but it's rare that's happened. But Outlaw Star did that well, so I can't complain. I also like the references they use to both Chinese and Japanese culture throughout the series. So culture is another thing that also can ring a bell for me sometimes.
And if you had to give this show a scaling of, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I would give this, honestly, a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10. Because the only reason I would give it a 9.5, literally because of the plot holes that were kind of there in the series. Like Max pointed out earlier how sad as it is, I have to point this out. Like Max said, they didn't really expand much on Gene's past before, what happened. Like, they didn't really expand much on his past when he basically landed on Sentinel-3. Like, he just landed on Sentinel-3 after getting attacked by pirates, and he only survived because of his dad. We don't know how he met Jim. We barely know how he became an outlaw. Like, we don't really know how he built himself up. We just know that he went from basically being that 15-year-old kid that was stranded to basically being this badass outlaw. Over the course of like 5 or 6 years.
Right.
That's all we know about
him.
And I feel like that's kind of a shame because we got to know the other characters, like through the narration at the beginning of each episode. We got to know the other characters well enough, but we barely know shit about Gene, and that's kind of disappointing for me.
Right.
I think I can also say when it comes to past like backstories, we know literally more about. We know literally more about the McDougal brothers than we know about Gene, but that's just me.
There are clear differences between living and non-living entities.
Outlaw Star will return in a moment.